Hi everyone, Leanne here from Jaded Blossom, and it's time for the Gnome Friends Bunny Face Add-ons assembly video. Hey, so I'm using the brand new Gnome Friends Bunny Face Add-ons, along with the brand new Bunny Friend Faces stamp set. And I'm going to use the Gnome Friends Bunny die, which is, in the Jaded Blossom store. So first, I cut up the brand new heads with some kind of dark beige or really light brown cardstock from American Crafts, and I'm going to stamp the faces on with some Versafine Clair Nocturne ink and my Misty. So I've just got them lined up here, and I'm going to stamp them both at the same time. One with some big wide eyes, and I think my other one will be a winky face. But these faces, just elevate these bunnies, just make them so darn cute. So first, I sort of gauge where the little cheeks are, and then I'm going to ink blend on there, or ink blend. I guess you could ink blend. I'm actually chalk blending. I'm using some EK Success chalk, and just sort of trying to, get the right spots. There we go. And now I'm going to ink up those stamps with some Versafine Clair Nocturne ink. There we go. Now remember, you're going to want to kind of put these off to the side for a bit to dry, because it does take a little time for this ink to dry, and you don't want to smudge it once you've got these adorable little faces stamped, right? And don't press too hard. That's another little hint. So just try and do things lightly so nothing morphs. There we go. And I just think these are the cutest thing. Whoops, there we go. And aren't those cute? Just too cute. So first, this is Kuretake Pearl colors, and I'm using number 734, and I'm just going to paint in the little nose. It kind of goes like a pinky iridescent, and it's opaque. The reason why is because I used a darker colored cardstock, and I couldn't color the nose in pink. You wouldn't be able to tell it was pink. So that's why I'm going to use this paint. So I'm just sort of adding it in, and we have to let that dry as well. So Kuretake Pearl colors number 734. So next I'm using some Sakura white Jelly Roll pen and a number 10 to color in the eye highlights. There we go. And I'll give these little guys a couple of freckles while I'm at it. Why not, right? They don't have to be perfect. This one I'm going to give them in the same spot on both sides, because why not? And there we go. So I'm taking out some Distress ink in frayed burlap, and I'm going to ink around the edges of all these little die cuts. All of them were cut out using that same American Crafts kind of dark beige cardstock. And I'm just going to quickly ink around the edges of everything, just to define the edge a little bit more, right? You don't have to do this. But, if you want to, this is just a way to kind of define your edge on your little furry guy. Now I'm going to make both of the bunnies. The lop-eared bunny, and then the one with the bunny ears that are standing straight up. And here I'm going to ink some more ears. So let's talk about these new dies. So these new Gnome Friends Bunny Face Add-ons die is just perfect to make that Gnome Friends Bunny dies set of yours shine, right? So you don't have to use little die cut eyes. You could use these adorable faces. There's a bunch of different new faces in that Bunny Faces stamp set, and really easy to use, like I showed. Really simple, stamping them in black, and Bob's your uncle. Now, had I made this bunny out of white, I could have colored in his little nose pink, if I wanted to. Used some R20 on his little cheeks. And, it would have showed that way as well. So just inking around everything here. And really simple stuff. All my die cutting was done with my Anna Griffin Empress machine, working on a Stampin' Up pad. All the things that I always do. There we go. So, and I got to remember to ink around these. And I'm being careful not to touch the Versafine Clair Nocturne ink, because I'm not sure if it's dry yet. So I'm just going to be careful. There we go. Now you could make these girl bunnies by adding a bow on their head, right? Or boy bunnies with a bow tie. I don't know, whatever you want. Okay, so for this one, you want to line up the lines of the head, right? See how it's shaped, exactly shaped the same, and they meet up in the center on the back. So you line them up along the edge of the bunny's head and they meet in the center. And then that gives you ears that are standing straight up. There we go. And I do weight it down with an acrylic block. I'm using Barely Art glue to put everything together today. I'm going to add my little lop ears on the same way. Very simple. Now remember, Jaded Blossom also has these in MDF form. So you could make them standing bunnies for your tiered tray or hang them on a Christmas tree or your Easter tree because they're also the two shapes in with the little hanging tags on them. So whatever you want to do, you can make some really cute bunnies. You know, you could even make them in, you know, some pastel colors. It'd be great on a baby card, right? Okay, so there we go. And I'm going to glue the little face on my first guy, and then I'm adding the belly. That's cut from Paper Trey Ink white cardstock. I'm just making sure all the little threads are off there. There we go. And there. And the pink was cut from, like I said, American Crafts pink cardstock. Just sort of seeing where they're going to go. But I've got to add the bunny ears on, actually, that layer. Adding that with the Barely Art glue again. So, like I said, these are super fun stuff. I don't know if you make tiered trays. Like, do you decorate for Easter? I know I do. I have some cute tiered trays that I put out. I don't go crazy, but I do decorate a little bit. I have a couple, you know, I kind of decorate my mantles a bit, just for fun. Okay, so now I'm lining up this other ear. There we go. And like I said, these would be cute on your mantle. Now, of course, I'm going to be making a couple of cards with these guys, you know, probably coming up in the next little bit that you can watch out for. Super cute to add to a card front for Easter, right? I'm not sure if you send out Easter cards. I do. But you could certainly make birthday cards or whatever you want with them. Okay, so next I'm going to add this super cute face onto my bunny with the standing ears or the tall ears. There we go, using my reverse tweezers and making sure it's all lined up. There we go. And I'll add my ears on next with that Barely Art glue like usual. There, and then I'm going to line them up. Isn't that cute? Oh, they're so cute. Right? And really simple to put together, you know. So I'm going to add a little bit of glue here. Oops, and I realize I have the wrong inside. You can tell by the stitching on the actual main ear itself where this goes. So you just have to look at the stitching for a clue. And I'm going to add this little white belly to this one. Just adorable stuff, right? There we go. Now for the little feet, you can choose to either cut the back layer out of pink and then just add that brown layer with the little die cuts out of it. And then you could see the little toe beans. And you could leave it just like that. Or you can always inlay, you know, you could cut this layer out once in brown and then once in pink, and then whatever color you want your base layer to be, and you could fill in or inlay the little toe beans. So either or works. So one of them I'm going to do like that, and one of them I'm going to add the little toe beans in here, like I said. I do like doing that because it does add a little bit of dimension. For this, I'm going to be using my embellishment wand. Those things come in handy for stuff like this. And I think this is I think it's called a Tim Holtz Pokey Tool or something like that. I'm going to use that as well, just to get these tiny little die cuts out. There we go. And I'll do the same thing for the other foot and get it all assembled. Okay, so there we go. Getting it all assembled, like I said. And putting in these tiny little toe beans. But you could skip this. Like I said, cut the base in pink, cut that upper layer in whatever color bunny you're making, and Bob's your uncle. That'll look great too. And there we go. So fun stuff. And then I'm going to add the little feet on. I'm going to add the hair on first, right? This is like a little jaunty floof of fur over his eyes. Remember, you can add a bow to one of their heads, kind of make it look like a girl if you want. And there's another one. Isn't that cute? Super cute. And then I'm going to use Stampin' Up! Dimensionals for the feet to pop them up. But remember, if you are making one of those individual MDF standing ones, you're going to want to have this bunny attached to the base and then put the feet on last, because you kind of want to make sure that they are high enough up so they clear the base, right? But in this case, because these are going on cards, I can put them wherever I want. So there we go. Isn't that cute? Super fun stuff. Now they can be holding whatever you want, but those are the little paws. Now I'm going to pull out the spring banner dies and the street lamp dies Christmas add-ons. And the reason why is because I decided I'm going to use these little spring banner dies to get them to hold a carrot and an egg. Right now, if you have the Easter add-ons for the gnomes, you could use those. So first I have American Crafts green and orange cardstock, and I'm using YG 17 to add some green in on the green stem of the carrot, YR 18 for the little main part of the carrot. Then on this blue one, I'm using B97. That's blue cardstock from American Crafts. And like I said, these layers are from that spring banner dies. And these are the perfect size for the bunnies to hold. There we go. And I'm just going to get these guys in place. And then I'm going to be using the little bow from the Street Lamp Die Christmas Add-ons. It's supposed to go on the wreath, but I'm going to use it on the bunny. And I used Echo Park's Bunnies and Baskets paper, 6-inch pad. That's the green bow. And then the yellow bow is Doodlebug-Candy Stripe and Sprinkles on the sprinkles side. And I'll be using white paper Trey Ink cardstock just to make the bow a little more dimensional. So I'm going to layer the pattern paper on the white layer for each piece, and then I'll put it all together. There we go. So I'm just adding all of the details in. And I'm also going to use a Copic marker in YG 11 just to color in the bow, you know, where it overlaps the solid bow and there's a bit of a shadow. And you know what? I forgot to tell you, I used an orange color on the carrot, and I told you the color that I used on the yellow bow. It'll be listed under the video what orange I used from Copic, but right off the top of my head, I don't know it. So this is the YG 11, I believe it is, that I'm just coloring in. You could see how I'm adding color, just so we get a shadow layer when I add on this piece, or when I add on the little pieces that kind of cover this bow. I just like the dimension that this gives, right? Kind of makes it look like a stuffed animal too. You know those old stuffed animals with the big bow around their neck? Kind of reminds me of that. Or the Easter Bunny, right? So I'm just adding in that last piece. And how cute is this guy with a little bow? Oh my goodness. Now this is the yellow one. I'm going to add the yellow one on. Isn't that cute? Oh my goodness. And then this is the one, I'm going to give this one a green bow. And how cute are these bunnies? They are just super cute. Now I'll have one, like I said, holding the little egg. And I'm just going to use these mini Stampin' Up! Dimensionals for the little paws. You'll notice I did ink around the edges of the paws as well with that Distress Ink in frayed burlap. And then for the little carrot, I'm going to add 2 little paws as well. And how cute is that? So remember, everything that I used to make these 2 little bunnies will be listed right underneath this video. Whoops. So there we go. And there's my other one. And there's the MDFs that you could buy to use, right? Super fun. Or you could have them, you know, hanging on a Christmas tree or an Easter tree, whatever you want. Or even a gift tag on a bag, right? Isn't that fun? Or a present, I guess, or even an Easter basket. So thank you so much for stopping by. Be sure to hop on over to the Jaded Blossom blog to be inspired by the team. The Jaded Blossom store to get your hands on these adorable bunnies. And thanks for watching my videos. I really appreciate it. And stay, you know, keep your eyes open for a couple Easter cards that I'm going to make using these cute little guys. Bye, everybody.